Okay, let's start lying down. Come onto our back in kind of a semi-supine position. So having the knees bent, feet to the floor, and just spine lengthening into the ground. Just take the arms out to the sides of the body, palms facing up to the ceiling. And just lightly press into the feet so you feel your back kind of ground into the floor. Start to notice the breath coming through the nose into the belly, ribs, and back. And then just start to rock the knees from side to side. Start small, and then if it feels good to you, then you can make it bigger. And just let the back start to get moving, rolling it into the floor. Eventually, let both knees drop all the way down to the right. Stacking the left knee on top of the right one. Bring the knees close around towards you so that the right hand can rest onto the upper thigh. And as you exhale, try to draw the left shoulder blade towards the floor. Having a sense of that top thigh just pressing up into the hand slightly so that you feel a bit more able to lengthen the side of the waist. So just avoid the top hip sinking in towards the ribs. Try to lengthen the torso, lengthen the side line of your waist. Taking a deeper couple of breaths. And then just extending your top leg out to the side a little bit further. So your right hand now can just come underneath the leg to support it. Flex out through that left foot so the heel is reaching away. Keep that side line of your waist lengthening. So if it makes sense to your body to, just slightly nudge the toes and the knee up to face the ceiling a little bit. So you get a little bit of turn out through the leg, which will just help you keep that length in the waist. From here, keep your right leg exactly as it is underneath. You're going to bring this top leg around behind you into the quad stretch. So use your left hand to grab hold of the ankle and tuck it around behind you. So the heel is almost against the left buttock. Reach that left knee forwards and down to the floor. So you feel the lengthening down the left quads. Arms can be wherever they feel rested, helpful. Thinking as you exhale now to just nudge the lower back slightly closer to the floor. Obviously it will be lifted, but just think almost tucking the tailbone, just so you press further open through the front of that left hip. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, gently bring the knees back up through to the center. Stretch that left knee out if you need to. And then dropping both knees over to the left. So start with a twist. So stack the right knee on top of the left one and place your left hand on top of the upper thigh. Each time you exhale, drawing that right shoulder blade further down your back. Pressing the upper thigh into the hand. Again, create that lengthening through the top side of the waist. And then we're just going to lengthen that top leg out to the side. So taking that left hand underneath the leg to support it out. So you lengthen, push out through the heel. That stretch coming around the side of the leg or into the hamstring. And again, try to find that slight turn out of the thigh. So the knee and the toes just nudge up to face the ceiling rather than down to the floor. Taking a full breath in, and as you exhale, just swing that leg back behind you. So the right hand grabs the ankle to tuck the heel around towards the glute. So we open down the front of this right thigh. So lengthening the knees forwards and then down towards the ground. And each time you exhale, just bringing the sensation of trying to tuck the tailbone or lengthen the sacrum at the lower back. Leaving the space open at the front of that hip. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, bring the knees back up to the center again. Keep the feet rooted to the floor, hips distance. Lengthen the spine to the ground. Interlace the hands together behind the back of the head. Wing the elbows up to face the ceiling. Keeping that lower back, your sacrum rooted into the floor. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, pull the belly down and lift the head and the shoulder blades up off the floor. Think elbows reaching to ceiling. Inhale, take the head to the ground. Exhale, lifting back up again. Inhale, head to the floor, making sure we're fully emptying the breath on your exhale, lifting up. Inhale, head to the floor. Exhale, lifting up. Head to the floor again, stay there, bring your feet up to 90 degrees. Fan the toes, so you've got that kind of floating through the feet. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, lifting your head and shoulders up, pulling that lower back, your sacrum into the floor, elbows reaching to ceiling. Inhale, just take the head to the ground. Exhale, belly pulls down, lift the head and shoulders up, reaching elbows high. Inhale, head to the floor. Exhale, lifting elbows up. One more here, inhale. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up. Keep the head and shoulders floating, take another breath in. As you exhale, lengthen the right leg and bring the elbows towards your left knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, elbows to right knee, straighten the left leg. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, elbows to left knee, straighten the right leg, pulling that belly and sacrum to the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, elbows to right knee, straighten the left leg, keep the lower belly and sacrum on the ground. Inhale, back to center. One more time either way. Exhale, elbows to the left, straighten the right, pulling belly down, squeeze the glutes, and lift that left elbow higher to the ceiling. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, elbows to right knee, straighten the left leg, belly down, squeeze the glutes and lift the right elbow. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the head and the feet to the floor. Reach the arms back behind you, take a full body stretch, so lengthen the legs away. A couple of really deep breaths, so you feel the ribs and the belly expand as big as they can on each breath in. And pulling everything down and in on each exhale. So bring the right knee in towards your chest, interlace the hands around that shin. Squeeze it in towards you and roll the right ankle around a few times one way and a few times the other way. On your next inhale, keep this interlacing of the fingers, but reach the palms back behind you, so you stretch through the hands, and send that right leg away again. On your exhale, bring the left knee towards the chest, hands interlace over that shin to pull it in towards you. You can roll the ankle a few times one way, and a few times the other way. So we're going to switch the legs, one breath, one move. So inhale, bring the hands back behind you again as you lengthen the legs out. Exhale, bring the right knee in, hands around that shin. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right leg in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left knee in. Keep this left knee with you. On the next exhale, bring the right one in to meet it. Take a little rock side to side on your back. And then take a rock and roll through to seated. Come straight over the legs into all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, spread the hands open to get that stretch through the hands. Take an inhale as your tailbone lifts and the chest lifts to the ceiling. As you exhale, rounding the back, push the spine up high, pressing through the hands and through the feet. Inhale again, tailbone up, roll it through the spine to lift the head. Exhale, pulling belly to spine, rounding through. Couple more times either way. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round, big as you can through the spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Lift the chest and tailbone back up again. From here, drop the chest towards the ground. Keep the elbows hugging in towards the ribcage. You can take this as low down to the floor as you want to, or as little as you want to. From there, push that posture back towards your feet, allowing it to round towards the heels. Then coming up through the cat stretch, so rounded back as you lift back up over the wrists again. As you exhale, arching the spine, drop the chest down towards the thumbs and push back. So we get this circling motion coming through the body. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, dip the chest and push back. Keep the elbows hugging in towards the ribcage. Inhale, lifting up, open through shoulder blades. Exhale, drop the chest and push back. One more time this direction. So inhale, lifting up and over. Exhale, drop the chest, push back. Keep the elbows hugging in. Pause there at the heels. Change your direction. So this time, sweep the chest along the floor, keeping those elbows hugging in. Lift it up above the wrists. Exhale, round through that cat stretch back to the heels. Inhale, sweep the chest along the floor like you're smelling the mat. Hopefully it's clean. And as you exhale, round through the spine back to the heels. Keep it going. Inhale, sweeping forwards and up. Exhale, rounding through. Inhaling forwards and up. Exhale, rounding through. Holding at that child's pose, really lengthen the arms away from you. Lift up onto the fingertips of the hands and just open the knees so they're slightly wider than your body. So the body is kind of in between the thighs. So keeping the arms floating, the fingertips on the floor. Just rocking your ribcage slightly from one side to the other, just so you deepen into that stretch around the outer shoulders of the ribcage. You see maybe where you're feeling that this morning. With some gentle movement to the body. From here, bring the hands together as close as you can into the center of the mat. Lift up the chest a little bit so you can slide your left arm underneath the right armpit. So bring a twist into this child's pose. Try to bring the left shoulder to the ground and keep the gaze underneath your right armpit. Hopefully we've got fresh pits in this isolation time. Pressing through the right hand, unravel your twist, left hand to the center of the mat. And then threading the right arm underneath the left armpit, bring the shoulder to the ground, looking underneath that left arm. And pressing through the left hand to bring you back into the center. Come back up into an all fours position, tuck the toes and come into a downward facing dog. Paddling through the feet, bring some movement to the legs. Rolling forwards into a plank position, so open through the shoulder blades as you travel forwards. Little dip into the knees and then press back into a downward dog. So you're finding this circling motion through the body, rounding through that thoracic spine as you come forwards. Exhale, lifting from the tailbone, your lumbar spine back into downward dog. Rounding forwards and arching back. One more time to come into plank position, holding there in plank. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, bring the knees to the floor, bring the hips to the ground. So we're going to roll the body into the mat. Bring the arms forwards of you, so the forearms are to the ground. So we're working to a sphinx pose. So as you press through the forearms and lift the chest, just nudge the arms into place if you need to. So the elbows are underneath the shoulders. and the forearms directly out in front of you. Press down through the arms so you feel the chest lift up, and then have a sense of pulling the mat slightly towards you so you feel your chest reach forwards through the arms as well. Think shoulder blades trying to squeeze together, so quite active through shoulders and back here. From here, press into the tops of the feet so the legs feel active, and try to almost tuck the tailbone. So you just lengthen that lower spine a little bit, so not loading weight into it. If the neck feels okay, maybe lifting the gaze slightly so you open a bit of space through the throat. Try to keep the jaw relaxed, just lengthening space in the throat. If that brings too much tension, just keep the head wherever neck feels good to be. Maybe as you're breathing through the nose, feel the breath travel through that throat space. And if you want to, just rolling the head then a little bit from side to side or around in a couple of circles, give the neck a bit of a stretch. Keeping the head center or lifted, take another breath in. And as you exhale, press through the palms, open the elbows sideways so you can roll the chest into the ground. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, so elbows are wings up. Take a big breath in where you are. As you exhale, pull belly to spine, lift up to all fours, tuck the toes and come back into your downward facing dog. Again, paddling through the feet or swinging the hips side to side, have a wriggle into it. Think about wrapping the shoulders, so shoulders drop away from the ears into your back. Bring the feet in a little bit closer towards the hands, so the heels come a little bit closer towards the floor. Stretch the fingers open, so hands are actively pushing into the ground. If we can, bring the left hand to grab hold of your right ankle, so grab hold of the outer ankle, and use that to pull your back around into the twist, so the gaze again comes underneath that right armpit. Try to keep both heels pressing towards the floor. Take a breath in. As you exhale, replace the left hand and bring the right hand to the outer side of your left ankle, pulling yourself through so the gaze peeps underneath the left arm. Keep the heels pressing downwards, tailbone lifting up. Take a breath in. Exhale, replace the right hand. Start to walk the feet up to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Holding here in Uttanasana, any variation you like, so maybe crossing the arms or hanging onto the back of the neck, the back of the calf muscles. Keep any swaying or rocking into it. If hamstrings and lower back are free from any injury or tweakiness, then hold on to the elbows and swinging the body to and from the legs. You can have to really let go of any tension around the body. And then staying in stillness, let the arms dangle to the floor, taking a big breath in here in the fold. And as you exhale, drawing belly button up to the spine, so abdominals start to press you up to standing, rolling up bone by bone through the back. And shoulders roll down, lifting the head on top. Interlace the hands together around the back of the neck. And then just slide the hands up to lift the back of the skull up away from the spine. Create the best double chin feeling that you can. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, even more lift up at the back of the head, but the shoulders simultaneously coming down the back. One more, inhale. Exhale, lifting the head, sink shoulders down, pulling belly to spine. Keep the neck as it is. Just bring the hands to the sides of the body, palms facing forwards, hands feeling active. Spread the toes open into the floor so the soles of the feet occupy as much of the mat as you can sense. Closing the eyes, find the breath. Just notice the feet being holding the weight evenly between them, so one foot isn't taking more weight than the other. The weight isn't too far forwards or too far back, or just right in the middle. And then on your next inhale, lift the hands towards the ceiling, bringing the gaze up to the hand. Exhale, take the hands wide to the sides and round towards the feet. Hands to shins, inhale, reach the breastbone forwards, lengthening the spine, look up. Exhale, soften over, step the right leg back behind you and place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift the hands to the ceiling, holding here, interlace the fingers. Bring the hands again to the back of the head and just guide the thumbs from the base of the neck through to the base of the skull and let the head rest into that hammock of the hands. Hug the elbows in towards the temples and think elbows reaching any further towards the ceiling. Keep lower belly pulling in, just a slight lift open of the chest. Take a full breath in where you are. And as you exhale, replace the hands down to the mat, step back into plank position. Take a full breath in. Exhale, half chaturanga. So lower the knees, bring the chest to the ground, keep the elbows hugging in. Slide the body forwards and open to cobra with shoulders coming down the back, so keep long through the back of the neck. Exhale, pressing back through to your downward facing dog. Taking 2 full breaths in movement or in stillness, up to you. 1 more full breath. Lifting the left leg towards the ceiling, take a big breath in. As you exhale, step through to between the hands, place the back knee to the floor. Just 1 breath to lift the arms up. Exhale, come into forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Stepping the left leg back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift the hands up. We're bringing that brain cradle, so interlacing the hands to the back of the neck, lifting the head and allow it to drop its weight into your hands. Hug the elbows into the temples and then reach the points of your elbows higher, so you lengthen the space around the serratus at the side of the shoulder blades. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step back into plank position. Inhaling. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, or maybe an upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. 2 full breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Lift the right leg to the ceiling, take a breath in. As you exhale, step through to between the hands, place the back knee to the floor. 1 breath to lift the hands up. As you exhale, hand the hands to the floor, come into forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, coming all the way to standing, reach the hands up above the head. Exhale, bring the hands to the sides of the body, palms facing forwards, active, stretch open the toes, grow tall through the posture. Take a breath. Your next inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling, palms pressed together, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step the right leg back, placing the knee to the floor. Both arms lift up, take a big breath in. Take just your right hand down to the floor next to the foot. Inhale, reach higher through the left hand into the twist. Circling that top arm round behind you, sweep it along the mat and back up to the ceiling. Continue the circles, just a few more rounds. Next time the hand comes to the floor, planting it down, step back into plank position, take a big breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra or up dog, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog, holding for 2 full breaths. Inhale for 1. Exhale, wrapping the shoulders. Inhaling to 2. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg high. From here, bring the big toe and the second toe to hook into the Achilles of your right ankle. Use that left foot to guide the right heel closer to the floor, and at the same time, press your tailbone up towards the ceiling. So you're really lengthening out through the back of that right leg. Take another full breath with the neck relaxed. Inhale, lift the left leg back up high again. Try to keep that right heel down. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Keep the back knee lifted. Push down through that front foot to bring the hands high. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Step the left leg back behind you. Place the knee to the floor. Both arms lift up. Take a big breath in. Left hand only comes down to the floor next to the foot. Reach further up through the right hand and begin to circle the arm back behind you, down to the floor and up to the ceiling. Following the hand with your gaze. Next time the hand comes down, plant it next to the foot, step back into your plank position, take a big breath in. Exhale, lower the body any chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest, shoulders stay down and back. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. 2 full breaths, long breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Lift the right leg, take a breath in. As you exhale, hook the big toe and the second toe to the Achilles of your left ankle, and then use that hook to guide the left heel closer to the floor, anchoring it down. At the same time, reaching the tailbone further up towards the ceiling and press the chest through the arms towards that leg. Deep breath. As you inhale, relift the right leg up again. Try to keep that left heel grounded. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Keep the back knee floating. Push down through that front foot to lift the arms. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up through standing. Bring the arms overhead as you rise. Hands to the sides of the body, NamaSTE-at-home, palms forwards, fingers active, stretch the toes open, grow tall through the posture, slow down the breath, feel grounded. Inhale, bring the hands up to the ceiling, bring the right knee towards your chest. As you exhale, bring the arms around to the sides and float this leg back into warrior 3, reaching the fingers back towards the foot. Holding, think shoulder blades squeezing together, chest open. Breathe. Slowly take this back foot down to the back of the mat into high runner's lunge to keep the heel lifting. Take the arms up to the ceiling, big breath in. Open around to warrior 2 as you exhale. Turn the palms up to face the ceiling, roll the chest upwards, so think armpits turning to face the ceiling. As you exhale, turn the palms down, the armpits rounding to the wall behind you, pulling belly to spine, tucking the chin. Inhale again to roll open, these kite hawk arms, imagine your arms are big wings, moving the shoulder blades. Exhale, rounding the shoulders, tucking the chin, open out your back. Inhale again, open the chest, spiral it round and open. Exhale, folding round the other way. Neutralize the arms back into warrior 2 again. Bring the left forearm down to the front thigh, right hand coming overhead. Use the forearm to keep that knee pulling open and use the right arm to keep reaching over. Sense a bit of tucking of the tailbone or that lengthening of the sacrum again. So you feel that space come around the lower back and maybe the deepening of the stretch around this upper side of the body, of the pose. Nice deep breath, just holding in stillness, just feel the breath moving. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, place this right hand down next to the front foot. Lift the back heel up and lift the left hand up to the ceiling into a high twist. Lift the gaze to that top thumb if it feels okay with the neck. Keep the front knee trying to hug in towards the chest. So naturally it's going to want to open out to the side, but keep it hugging into that center line. Full breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step back, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees. You can step, walk, or jump the feet up to the hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, bring the hands up above the head, keeping them there. Bring the left knee towards your chest. Exhale, take the arms around as you reach the left toes through to warrior three. Think chest open like you're flying like a bird. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, lengthen out, active through this floating leg. If the limbs are floppy, the core will go floppy, so keep arms and legs strong. The breath soft. Slowly stepping it down into high runner's lunge, big sweep up with the arms as you inhale, and then opening the body round into warrior two. Kite walk arms again, so inhale, turn the palms up, let the chest roll open. Exhale, turn the palms down, and then move the shoulder blades to open out the back. Inhale, rolling open. Exhale, rolling over. Inhale, open. Exhale, rolling over. Bring the arms back into your neutral warrior two. Rest the right forearm down to the front thigh. Left arm reaching overhead. Use that underneath forearm to guide the muscle of the leg backwards, slightly tucking the tailbone and reach longer through the floating arm. So feeling this space around the lower back, nice and long, so we're not back bending or sitting into the pelvis. By tucking the tailbone as well, you might feel it creates a little bit more space in the fold of this underneath hip. More space around the lower back and the top line of the body. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, bring this left hand down next to the front foot, lift the back heel, and lift the right hand up into twist. Lifting the gaze to the top thumb if that's okay with the neck, otherwise just keep it wherever it feels good to be. Keep this right knee hugging in towards the center line. So you stay active through that inner thigh and the hip, maybe creating a bit of stretch around the outer thigh. Take a full breath in, and on one long exhale, take yourself back through plank and lower through chaturanga. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, come back into downward dog. 2 full breaths here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, or jump your feet up to the hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up through the spine, bring the hands high overhead. Keeping the hands lifted. Again, bring the right knee up towards the chest, big breath in. Guide the leg back through your warrior three again. Squeezing shoulder blades together. Open through the chest, active through the leg, through the hands. This time, take the foot to the floor into a warrior one stance. So angle the foot so the heel can stay rooted, and inhale to lift the arms to the ceiling. From here, interlace the fingers together behind your back and just heel toe the front foot open a little bit wider to the edge of the mat. Pull the knuckles back towards the back heel, feel the shoulder blades squeeze, the chest open, and then tip the chest towards the ceiling so you feel open space around the chest line. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, diving forwards and down to humble warrior. Hands lifting up to the ceiling, maybe overhead slightly. Gaze towards the back big toe, and we're aiming to bring the forehead towards the ankle bone, the inner ankle, or even towards your front big toe. So really deep bend into that front knee. Keep that back leg active and strong. Deepen your breath now, really strong breath. Relaxing through neck and jaw, let the shoulders open. Take one more full big breath. As you exhale, keep the body low, just release the hands down to the inside of this front foot. Coming into lizard, so lift the back heel, maybe wriggle the back foot further away. Back knee can be on the floor or floating, entirely up to you. Some days feels just different preference. Keeping the chest higher than your hips are. So think hips sinking down, chest stays almost upright. You can allow this foot to then roll open to more of the blade edge of the foot if that feels it gives more opening to the hip. If you're working with any hip or knee injury, then keep the foot flat to the ground. It's probably going to be a better option for you. Soft movement through the body if it helps bring some space. Keep the breath moving. So if you've rolled open onto that front foot, flatten it to the ground and keep the toes just slightly turned outwards. Rock the weight backwards, and we're going to bring the back foot to step to the outer side of your right hand, to come into more of a wide leg forward fold. From here, deep bend in both knees, coming into NamaSTE-at-home, your squat. So keeping the heels slightly turned in, toes slightly turned out, and bring the elbows to find the inner knees. Press the hands together at the heart center so you can lift up taller through the spine. Imagine there's a string at the crown of the head being lifted. Feel the breath move wide into the ribs. Soften into it where you can. Bring the palms to the floor. So to come out of it, to look after the knees, think bum reaching backwards and then up. So you come through the squats and then lift the legs. Heel toe the feet back together to hips distance. Roll up through the spine, bring the hands overhead as you rise, keeping them lifted. Left knee comes up towards the chest, take a big breath in. Exhale, sweeping through Virabhadrasana 3, or Warrior 3. Active through arms and legs, squeeze the shoulder blades, chest is open, that sense of pride through the heart center. Slowly taking the foot to the floor at the back of the mat and angling it through to your Warrior 1. So hips and shoulders stay front. Inhale to lift the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, interlacing the fingers, maybe one finger differently this time, so it feels like the weird way to link them. Squeezing the shoulder blades, open the chest, heel to the front foot a little bit wider. And as you exhale, take the chest through to the inside of this leg, bowing the forehead down to that inner ankle or front big toe. So at least make sure the gaze is towards the back big toe. So back of the neck lengthens down. Think squeezing those shoulder blades, lift the knuckles up and overhead. Feel that nice deep stretch around the front of the shoulders. Deepen into the breath. From here, keep the body low. Just bring the arms down to the inside of your front foot. Lift up the back heel, maybe wriggle the leg away. Again, back knee can come to the floor or stay lifted, wherever you want to be. And keep this front foot just slightly turned out. So again, if the knee and the hip feel good too, then open the foot out so you're resting onto that little toe edge of the foot. Keep some soft movement through the body. And the hips stay lower than your chest is. So if you're hunching round, try going longer through the pose so the chest can stay up. Soften into it where you can. And then if that front foot has rolled open, then place it back to the floor. Lift the hips up, and again, we're going to bring that back foot to step to the outer side of the left hand. Slight turn out with the feet, and again, coming into that same Malasana low squat. Use the elbows to press the knees open and press the hands together to lift up the spine. Nice deep breath through the body. Bring the hands to the floor. So either from here, we're going to come back into a downward dog. If you want to take a little moment into arm balance transition, then take a moment to play. So slide the knees up towards the upper shoulders. Transfer the weight forwards into the hands. Be brave. Picking maybe one foot up to squeeze up towards your bum, maybe then switching feet, or maybe both feet lift, maybe a cat comes in to try and knock you over. And when you're ready to bring yourself back into a downward facing dog, you can just step it back. Taking 2 really full deep breaths, nice deep long inhale. Full exhale. Long inhale. Full exhale. Bring the knees to the floor. We're going to come into a puppy pose. So keep the arms out front slightly. So thighs in a straight line. Walk the hands further forwards or sink the chest through to the ground. Forehead resting to the ground or chin if you prefer. So that throat gets to lengthening as well. Really try to expand the breath through the ribs, through the belly. And as you exhale, think belly to spine and squeezing the lower ribs into the center line. Pressing through the hands, lift the shoulders up and just wave the body down to the mat, linking everything down to your belly. Place the hands under the forehead just let everything relax to the ground. And from here, just roll yourself over onto your back. So keep the head this side, just rolling over. Starfish yourself into the floor. Slide the shoulder blades down. Take a deep, full breath in. Just hold that breath in the body for a moment. And as you exhale, feeling the breath fully release, the body fully release. Soften the hinge of the jaw, the grip of the eyelids. Allow the focus point to lift into the center of the forehead. Releasing any effort from your breath, soften the ujjayi sound away. Allow the weight of your pelvis to drop into the ground. Weight of the shoulders to drop into the floor. And the weight of the skull to drop into the ground. And then taking a couple of deeper breaths again. Rolling the ankles or the wrists, or take another full body stretch as we did at the beginning if you want to. Hugging the knees back in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side on your spine. And then either rolling yourself to one side or take a gentle rock through to seated, bringing yourself into any comfortable place. Hands either resting to the legs or to the heart center. Find that feeling of puppet on a string again, lifting from the crown of the head and just let the rest of the body drop down away from that point. And as always, I'll invite you to close your practice, bringing to mind just one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge something that you like about yourself. And recognize something that you've gained or released from getting to your yoga mat today. And closing that gratitude self-compassion and achievement into your heart center as the palms close. Take a full breath in, grow tall through the spine. And as you exhale, bowing your head to your hands. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye.